Okay, so this is Tiffany Hall finishing up category 3. So first thing we're going to do is see which leg is the short leg. And she has a left short leg, so we're going to go ahead and place those blocks in. And
okay, so from here,
we're going to come to the graded trapeze. And I don't want to really put it under there too much, but this is not a passive movement, so I'm going to ask her if she has any knee issues, do you? And she says no. And then I'm going to roll over and place that block right in the graded trapeze. And it's actually going to go down. And then we're going to come on the opposite side of the ASIS. Do you have any issues on this side? She just says no. Okay, we're going to roll it over. And it's going to actually go down as well. Okay? So once we do that, then we're going to wiggle for the short side until she's out of pain. And so we're going to do small wiggles. So we're small wiggling until she's out of pain. In the event that that does not work, we're going to place the block back where it was and then go to the long side. And we're going to do bigger wiggles, so like 5, 10, and keep wiggling until she's out of the pain. So the next thing we're going to do is the lumbar derotation. And so we were able to find the lumbar derotation based on the side of the cervical tenderness. And it's going to correlate with the trap fiber analysis for her lumbar. So find one that's tender, and let's just say that she said it was tender on the left right here. And then let's just say that it is C3, C4. So then we come down, and on this side, we find the lumbar that correlates with that based on the trap fiber analysis. Contact that, then we take the patient's leg, and we bring it up and we stretch it to her butt. And we are going to do this for 5 seconds, 3 times each. Okay? So after we do that, we're going to do the iliofemoral ligament. And for the iliofemoral ligament, what we do is we actually come into the patient and we look at the feet. And we're going to turn them in 45 degrees. And whichever one can't turn in the most is be the side that we're going to work on. And in this case, we're going to say it's this side. So the block is actually in the place of where we need it to be. So we're going to pull the block out for this person. So we're going to raise it up, roll her over, take the block out, put it back down, and I'm going to contact the graded trochanter. Now, once I find the graded trochanter, I'm going to go an inch superior and posterior to that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to adjust it. After we've done that, we're going to roll her back over and put the block back in. Okay, then we're going to do the inferiority lift. And to do the inferiority lift, it's simply the same thing. So once we decided which side she has the cervical tenderness on, we're correlating that with the trap fiber analysis for the lumbar, and we contact that. And we lift again.
Piriformis. No, I don't have a piriformis.
And we do the same thing for 3 times for 5 seconds. And after we do that, we're going to do the acetabular goading. So pretty much I just come into the acetabular and we just go around doing for pain. So after we do that, we're going to do the orthopedic blocking. And to do the orthopedic blocking, it's basically whichever side the rotation was on for the wedge that we couldn't do the derotation on, and then we just pull the block, and that's for the orthopedic blocking. Place that back in, roll it over, and the next thing we're going to do is the sciatic traction. So the patient let me know before we started that she had sciatica on the left side, so she's going to put her hands on the top of the table like she would with everything else, so she's actually tractioning her body. And I'm going to contact, and I'm going to pull. And I'm going to continue to do this until the patient is feeling better or until she doesn't feel anything at all anymore. And then if that doesn't work, then we're going to go ahead and do the assisted sciatic traction. So I'm going to bring in my lovely assistant. She's going to come in. And she's going to do the tractioning for me, and I'm going to contact the spinous process, or excuse me, the TVP, the mammillary process, excuse me, on the lumbar. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to press, and the assistant is going to traction and pull. So we're going to do this at the same time. So I'm going to do traction, and she's going to traction. So traction, and I'm pushing. And we've done this 3 times for 5 seconds each. And then it'll be the end for the assistant. The next thing we're going to do is the sacral base. So I come here, I contact it, have my thumb, and I'm going to have the patient cough, and she coughs. It went up. So since it went up, to know that it's a positive sacral base, but in the event that it wasn't positive and the thumb went forward, it would be a negative, and if it went slightly forward and up, then it would be neutral. Since she did have a positive sacral base, we're going to place the blocks at a smiley base, so they will be placed like this. Okay? And so once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull the blocks. And I'm going to have the patient sit up because we're going to do the sitting position. And I'm going to have the patient sit under this board. And I'm going to come behind the patient. Okay? And so I'm going to take both of my hands and I'm going to have the patient place her hands on her knees. She's going to tuck her chin to her chest and she's going to take a deep breath in. And while she's taking a deep breath in, she's going to slowly move forward as I press. And once she's done that, then she's going to keep her chin tucked to her chest. She's going to bring her body backwards slowly, but she's exhaling and I'm pressing repeatedly. Okay? And we're going to have her do that, and I want to make sure that you know she was cooking before that for 30 minutes because that's the amount of time we can leave that box. We're going to have her come up off this board, and the final thing we're going to do is the side posture. And we said that she had a left sciatica, so she's going to go down on her left side. And for rotation, we have to have the spine rotated to the left as well. Those are the 2 indicators that she has to have. Now for this, I'm going to step in front of the patient, and what's going to happen is my knee is going to contact behind her popliteal fossa. This table is kind of high, so we're not going to actually get a chance to do it as we would, but let's just say it was the right size, then I would be here, and I would contact the patient, and that's going to be PTA. Okay? And then for inferiority, we're going to do the exact same thing, but in this case, the only thing that's different is that we want the wedge to be on the opposite side. So since she has left sciatica, we want the wedge to be on the right, and then I'm going to contact going I to S, and I'm going to
push it towards the middle.
The side adjustment for this patient. And that completes the category thing.
Of L2.